The secret of where in the world you got to bloom, y'all, where you are planted. Make sure you read 1 Corinthians 7:20 through 24 because it's going to give you some answers. It says each one should remain in the condition in which he was when he was called. Were you a slave when you were called? Now, today we know we don't have slaves in the area, but what we do have is people who work that 9 to 5. They're out there every single day giving their life to a company that they don't want to be with, that they don't want to work at, and we want to help you with that. It says, do not worry about that, since your status as a believer is equal to that of a freeborn believer. But if you're able to gain your freedom, do that. So that's why we're here to help you to be able to gain your freedom, get free, so that you can spend more time serving God, doing the things that He called you to do, and changing your life. It says, for he who was a slave when he was called in the Lord is a freedman of the Lord. Likewise, he who is free when he was called is a slave of Christ. You were brought with a price, a precious price, paid by Christ. Do not become slaves to men, but to Christ. So no matter what business you get in, no matter where, if you're working for someone else, remember, don't be a slave to them, because Christ already paid that price for you. Brothers, let each one remain with God in that condition in which he was when he was called. So you got to go on and read the rest of that, and it's going to really dive into deep of condition, that mental condition that a lot of people are in, and that thing that they think they need to do, instead of doing the thing that God called them to do. And that's what we want to help you with. It's okay wherever you're at, whatever moment you're in, however your lifestyle is, whatever job you work, whatever business you have, however you find yourself right now today, it's okay. But if you can get free, get free. And that's what we want to help you with. See, it's important, this application that you can take that biblical principle and put it into building the business is so, so important. And while we may feel that choosing the right business is the most important factor in serving God, or experience that we had in life, He intends for us, to show Him that it's about Him. It's about Him when we're building our business, when you're building your course, when you're doing things, it's about Him. And that's why we're excited to bring it to you. And we do it with biblical principles. In today's shop, discover the first step it takes to win building out your business model. We're also going to talk about how to face the status quo, 7 promises God makes to direct your steps, and 5 things you need to know first, as well as what it takes to really create success, and so much more. Our purpose here at Bible Business Academy is to help you build that business with biblical principles. Because, think about it. What if you can build a business that's based on, biblical principles? You got to have some kind of principles, right? And you can turn that into a 6, 7, or 8-figure business just using your gift, your skills, your talents, your past experience, and some of the things that you already know. That's what we want to help you with today. So we want to thank you for joining us for another irresistible message from our Kingdom Business Workshop series provided by Bible Business Academy. You can go to BibleBusinessAcademy.com to learn more about our global organization. I'm your host, Kathy McReynolds, and our goal, as I said, is to help you build that business so you can get time freedom, debt freedom, and financial freedom. So as you tune in and you want some more time freedom, and financial independence and financial freedom, put a hashtag or a thumbs up in the comment section. Don't forget to like and share, because we believe today, y'all, that this message will equip you to grow in your faith, grow in your finances, while advancing your life and business as you discover your purpose with the passion. And our sole purpose is to help you grow your business so you can take those resources and use them to help grow the kingdom. I want you to make sure you stick around to the end, because I'm going to talk to you about how you can get an exclusive gift sent right to your house, right to your front door, right? That will help you with building your coaching or consultant business and get things started. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is Kathy McReynolds. I am from Akron, Ohio, now living in the DC, Washington area. I always joke and say I grew up shy, sheltered, in church basically 6 days a week. My mom, was a minister. That's the 6 days a week. Dad, a football coach. And they always kept us busy. I remember growing up, our home was always filled with people that we were serving and helping. And I ended up leaving that area for about 25, 30 years, mostly in Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and the Boston area. So if any of y'all from that area, you my old neighbor, say, hey, what's up? Let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm just an introvert who loves to win, y'all. Not perfect, but an action taker and love to help people to change their lives and to impact their lives. And that's what we want to help you to be able to do as well. And also a licensed financial advisor. I've made money and lost money in businesses, and we're going to show you how to shorten your pattern for making that happen. And I just realized I don't have my book or my planner on me, but you could pick up a copy of our book, Bible Business Secrets. You can get that on Amazon, or you can go to BibleBusinessSecretAcademy.com. You can also get a copy of our planner. Is called Believe and Grow Rich. And if you're watching this on one of the channels, you can see the pictures of those. So you can go over to Amazon and pick that up, or go to believeandgrowrich.org. We're going to dive into the message, but I want you to know that we have some services that we can help you with. If you're already in business, you're making over a six-figure already, our Kingdom Management Enterprise System is for you. If you're just getting started, and as we say, you're diving in, we have a 30-day program that I suggest for everyone. That program will help you over 30 days to earn a minimum of your first $1,000. You might be seeing $1,000. You know, most people talk about 10, 20, 30, but guess what? When you get your first 1,000, it lets you know that you can get the rest. And we're going to work with you to help you to be able to make that happen and to get that done. So grab your pen, grab your paper. We're going to dive into the lesson today. We're talking about the secret of where in the world. See, the first thing that you want to do is get guidance. You want to pray for guidance. And that's the beauty of building your business with biblical principles. You need to pray for guidance. That is your first step when you're building your business model. So you may be thinking, do I want to do an online business? Do I want to do a hybrid? Do I want to do a combination, of the both of them? Or do I want to do something offline? Like, what is it that I want to do? See, for 20, probably 7 or so years, I had offline. I had a daycare center. I owned a financial service company. We had property and different things like that. It was all offline. And then all of a sudden the internet went, wild and crazy. And I'm like, okay, well, let's see what we can do on here. And a couple years ago, we decided to shut down those offline businesses and open up our training company. And I always tell everyone, and you're going to learn this in here, that was not my decision. I always was of the mindset, you don't talk about politics or religion, right? And I kept weighing on me, like, you build a business with biblical principles, build a business with biblical principle. And I'm like, that's not me. I don't want to do something like that. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to share the rest of that story as we go on, because it is relevant to what we are doing today. Because see, some of you have this idea, that you're being called to do something different or in addition to what you're currently doing now, but you're denying yourself to move forward on that because you're afraid. And I understand that. So that's why you got to pray for guidance. God will answer you about the business that you want. Your next step when you're designing your business, and I said designing it because that's what you have to do. You got to write it out, picture it, and see it. It is so clear in the scripture when he said, you make it plain, put it on a tablet. Don't look to the left nor the right, so that anyone who reads it can run with it, even in Proverbs 28:26. So now that you got that plan down, he said, a man is a fool to trust in himself, but those who use God's wisdom are safe. So when you're building something, don't trust in yourself. Use God's wisdom so it can be successful and you are safe. It says, before anything else, you must first get God's perspective on your situation. Get his perspective on your business. Even if you're afraid to move forward, you can move forward knowing that it's okay. Get away from those original thoughts, those original ideas, who you grew up to be, what you were, what you were doing. Or people call it sometimes that imposter syndrome, because you're thinking, who am I that I can go do something like this, right? So all you got to do is, before you get going into your business, just go to God. See, a lot of things that you have assumed that you need to know and understand how to do is that very thing that's keeping you away from that success that's waiting on you. And perhaps you even thought God was calling you to do something that you had experience in. Because if anything I would have come on here to do, and I know that there were so many leaders that I had paid, they were like, you should do financial services. You're a financial advisor. You're licensed. You know how to do this, or you should do self. Like, they just kept trying to get me to do that, because they're like, if you do that immediately in 30 days, we'll have you at 100 grand. Most people would have chased the money, but I had to chase what God said for me to do, right? Knowing that all of that would come, right? Because you want to have all of that's coming. But I had to follow what was in my heart. And I remember it just kept coming. It just kept coming. Build a business with biblical. And I'm like, no, like I talk about God to myself. I have my own relationship, but I'm not getting on here. I don't know what to say or what to do. And one day I just remember, I'm like, okay, fine. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I finally did it. And that was over almost 2 years ago now. And let me tell you, life has been so amazing. It was the best decision ever. So I'm sharing that story with you because you may be going through something. You may be nagging, persistent thought in your head about starting a course business, starting a consultant business, starting a business online, but you don't feel like you're worthy. You don't feel like you're called. You don't feel like you're prepared. You don't feel like you can do it. I want you to know, just go to God. He got you. I'm not even saying come to me, because I'm just a vessel that he's using. Go to him and he'll help you. And then he'll use us, if you choose, to help you to get that in order and to make that happen. So just pray for guidance. And sometimes it could be months or years that you're praying. Like when you're hearing the word, people sometimes say, well, where God, I'm praying to you, but you're not hearing me. I don't hear you out there. And you may be feeling that same way. But I promise you, if you just keep praying, if you just keep believing, he will give you peace in that decision. And he will also send people in your life to be able to help you. So here's some steps that you can look at. You may always the wisdom of God. You may not know what he wants you to do. You won't see who he will enlist to help you until they show up, and until you show up. See, once you make that decision and you decide that you're going to do it, all of a sudden people start showing up, things start showing up, things start coming through your online feed, or because we're in the internet world, and you're like, man, I was just thinking about that. He will put the right people in your life to direct you, whether you're online or offline. So you can take a screenshot of this if you're watching it from the place, and you can always go over to YouTube, y'all. We are over on YouTube, and you can actually see the slides here for those of you who are viewing it on Instagram, or if you're catching this during the replay. But here are 7 steps that you can have peace in, knowing that God will direct your steps. And it's 7 scriptures, so you can take a screenshot of it, but I'm going to take the time to share them with you. See, this is why you build business with biblical principles, because it's that mindset that will make that money right? You got to get your mind right before you get your money right. In Psalms 37, 23 through 24. So I call these faithformations. So instead of, the affirmations, you got faithformations. Use the word as your guidance to help you to get through. Psalms 37, 23 through 24 said, the Lord directs the steps of the godly. He delights in every details of their lives. I mean, that even gets me chills just thinking about that now. He delights in every step of our life. You just think of somebody here humanly, and everything you do, they delight in it. You know how good that makes you feel? That's what he does. Though they stumble. And so I want you to know, building a business is not always easy. Building a business is not something that's for the faint at heart. It's not always going to be easy, because though they stumble, they will never fall. This is 30 something years for me, with the exception of 2008 when everything crashed and, I tucked my tail and went running away to work for someone for a year. It's the only time in 30 years that I've worked for someone. So though they stumble, they will never fall, for the Lord holds them by the hand. So he has you by the hand. He will hold on to you and he will get you through that. Proverbs 16:9 said, we make our plans, but the Lord determines our steps. So for those of you who put those business plans out there, or you have that idea of what you're going to do, and then all of a sudden it doesn't work out the way that you thought it was going to work out, don't let it make you quit. You simply learn to say, okay, Lord, you said in Proverbs 16:9, we can make our plans, but you're going to determine our steps. So Lord, let me know what steps you're determining for me so that I can walk into them with boldness and courageous and go do what you called me to do. Psalms 31:14-15 says, but I trust in you, Lord. You are my God. My times are in your hands. Understand that it's in your hands, in his hands, not in your hands. Proverbs 20:24, the Lord directs our steps, so we try to understand. So why try to understand everything along the way? I love that one, right? So we try to sit there and figure out why did that go wrong? Why didn't that work out? Why didn't they buy from me? Why did they leave me? Why did this person quit? Why are you trying to figure those things out? What you have, you just switch it and say, okay, what do I need to learn? What do I need to learn based on that situation that just occurred? What do I need to learn based on that post, that offer that I put out that no one bought from, right? What do I need to learn? Change that thinking, because why try to understand it? But you can always learn from it, right? Psalms 119:105, your word is a lamp to guide my feet and light my path. Proverbs 19:21, many are the plans in the heart, but it's the Lord's purpose. So everything that you do business, just like I told you, they wanted me so bad to do the financial services and to educate people on finances. You're a licensed financial advisor. You have all that experience. You have all that success. You've done great things in that industry. You should be teaching on that. Well, that's not what I was called to do in this season, in this moment. And you will know, because you'll have peace. I didn't have peace with that. I have complete peace with this. And you will always still have challenges. That don't matter. The challenges are going to be there, but you will have peace in the midst of the challenges. And if you're not there, don't worry about that, guys. That's what we're here to help you with. Isaiah 48:17 said, I am God, your God, who teaches you how to live right and well. I show you what to do and where to go. He will show you what to do, where to go in your business. You don't have to worry about that. See, here are the things that you want to do. You want to measure what matters. Even Jesus said in that parable, who would you, depending on which version you're listening to, who will you say you want to build a tower or build a business or build a building, and you don't count the cost. You don't count the cost. And that's a lot of times we get so passionate about business, we don't sit down and measure what matters. So therefore, our focus is everywhere, and we're looking at things like likes and shares and views and all of that stuff to measure success. And that's not what success is about. Here's what you got to measure. You got to measure what matters. You got to determine your KPIs, and those are your key profit indicators. What matters is that, right? Measure the health or the strength of your business by its transformational capacity rather than its transactional capacity. See, if I would have went towards educating people on the financial service. Now, we do that as a part of Bible Business Academy, but it's transformational capacity. See, it says, there's a saying that says, if you help enough people get what they want, you're going to get what you want. So that's the whole key. Business is about helping people to solve problems. God put us here to solve problems here on earth in the human form for his greater good. And one of the questions we must ask in evaluating the business health is, how many people are being transformed? Not about, what you're teaching, what you're selling, how many people are being transformed, how many lives are being impacted, not for your pockets, but for the betterment of the world. Now, guess what? Are you going to make a lot of money with that? Yes, you are. You think, always go back to Queen Sheba when she paid King Solomon lots of money, the wisdom that he gave her, and you see that over and over again, because a lot of times Christians feel that, oh, they're supposed to be broke, but there was no broke people who were leaders in the word. He said there will always be poor amongst you, but do you have to be one of them? Do you even want to be one of them? That's the thing that you have to consider. And then you also have to be fully convinced. Like, you got to be not like a little convinced, you got to be fully convinced that you're called to do what you're called to do. You're called to build this business. And and today we don't have time to talk about, is God calling you to build your business and the signs to look for. You can see that over on YouTube. So you can go over to our YouTube channel, and it will share that with you. It's like a little 12-minute video, or actually it's pinned to the top of whatever channel you may be looking at. But be fully convinced. You can't, like we always say, you can't toe dip, right? You can't toe dip your way to success. You got to be all in or all out, and let your conviction from the beginning of your business plan, let it design a process for turning problems into that process of transforming people. Because once you know that you can help people, that you can make a difference in their lives, as you're building, as you're growing, as you're learning, it's just going to get better. It just stacks on top of each other. So perhaps you had success in it yourself, or maybe you helped somebody else have success in it, or maybe it's something new that God has been working. Like, because when I go back and I look at this moment in time that we're in, I can go back to my childhood and see it leading up to this particular step that we're at now. So the goal is, you were called to do something. I don't know what that is for you. You know what it is for you. It's something that you might not have even shared with anybody else, but you think about it, you dream about it, you wonder about it. When your mind wanders off, as the people talk to you about it, they thank you for even helping them for free about it. That's that thing that you were called to do, and you got to be fully convinced, not by your own might, but by God's might, that He will help you, and He will guide you, and He will lead you to be able to do the things that He has called you to do. Romans 4:21 says, because He was fully convinced that what God had promised, He was also able to do. Okay? So when you're fully convinced that what God has promised and what He said will happen, that business, that little business, that big business, that medium-sized business that He called you to do, it will happen in spite of every challenge that you have along the way. So you just got to get laser focused on seeking God and His kingdom first, right? And in His righteousness. And then guess what? Your destination, your business, your success, the dreams that you have, the house that you want, the car that you want, the tithes that you want to give to your local church, the services that you want to help people with, all of that stuff will happen. See, once you realize you're who you were called to serve, what you were called to do, and where you were called to do that. And when I say where, because this is where in the world, maybe you are called to do it online. Maybe you're like I'm not a speaker. This is I spoke on stages, but that's not my superpower, right? My superpower is believing in people, working with people, encouraging people, staying with people until they get that success done. But I got on here and I went live, I don't know, for almost 2 years in a row, so that I can get used to it and get comfortable with it. So I'm comfortable with it, but it's not my juice. I'll mess up a word in a minute, y'all. But I'm going to do what I was called to do, because once we get one-on-one, then I can help that person build that business. I can show them exactly what to do from my 30-year of experience of getting things started. I can help them when they're down and out and want to quit. We can help, hold their hand and keep believing them and getting them where they need to go. That's why I tell people, you go through our 30-day academy, we guarantee that you're going to make a minimum of $1,000, and that's part-time income. That's great on a part-time, or we're going to keep working with you until you do. That's how confident, right, that we are, how convinced that we are that we can transform lives. And then once you make that 1,000, then you can easily transition that into 10,000, right? Is that first $1,000 that really matters? It could be more than one destination. Maybe you want to travel around the world. I work from anywhere in the world. About 4 years ago, even before the pandemic hit, I closed down every office I had and I went online, and that so that I can travel and do the things that I wanted to do. So all you got to do is we always say you got to see it before you seize it. So just tack up a vision board in your home office, on your refrigerator, when you're in your car, any place you go, put pictures of what your business is going to look like. Also put groups, location. Like if I was at my home office in Ohio, you would see my whiteboard. It had like all the forums, all the groups, all the message boards, every place where people hung out at. I needed to know where they were so that I could go to that place where they were. And don't worry, we teach you how to do all of this. You literally have about a 25-page research document that we're going to take you through. And then once you're inside of these groups, this is like your destination of how your business is going to look and where you got to go to get your people, right? Because you can't just go everywhere. You can't be everything to everybody. You have to get laser focused. And even when Jesus sent the disciples out, he was so clear on that here's who, and he even said, here's who I came here to serve. This is who I came here to help. And everybody has a niche. We call it a niche in this world. And that's what you have to determine. So just circle every measured destination and then number them in order is important. So my target audience is normally people who are between like 45 to like 60-ish, right? And the reason why that is that they're getting to that point that they've already been through life. They work for someone or they've been in business and they know that something is just still not sitting right with them, and they don't want to end their life. I call it your second half, right? They don't want to end their second half of life just being average and ordinary. They want to do something extraordinary with their life. So it's either like, okay, I'm ready to retire. Like, do I want to just retire and just be done? Or do I still got more in me? What, all those dreams, all those visions, all those goals, they have not been fulfilled and they shouldn't die now. So you think about Coca-Cola, you think about McDonald's, you think about KFC, all of those businesses weren't started until somebody was in their 50s. I don't know if you guys know that. So I don't know who I'm speaking to today. I don't care if you're 50, 60, 70, or 80 or 90, okay? Because we know what happened at 90. Whatever he put in you, when you're ready, don't laugh like Sarah did, right? Just say, hey, like Mary did, so be it unto me, right? Be it unto me, let it happen, and then it will begin to happen for you. Be held back. Don't be held back. Somebody put that in the comments. Don't be held back by your background, by your experience, by your family, your friends, their opinions of you, by your education, by your tech skills, by your followers, your views, your likes, your share. Can you imagine? Right? Just imagine this. You meeting your maker. You talking to God, and he like, I gave you that business. You know I gave you that business. But let me get this right. You didn't do it because nobody liked your post? What? Are you kidding me? Like, I had plans for you. I wanted you to do something great, but you didn't do it because you didn't get a like, you didn't get a share, you didn't get a comment. Somebody said no to you. And I gave like you that like I knew that was your gift and your way of making an impact in the world before you were either in your mother's womb, and you wouldn't do it because of someone else's opinion, because somebody told you something. This is why. Y'all getting this? You got to be fully convinced in what the word says. That means you got to read it day and night. You can't just listen to me, listen to your pastor. You read it for yourself so that you have that personal relationship with God. Allow your thoughts, okay? to take you some places where most people aren't willing to go. Let me repeat that. Allow your thoughts to take you places where most people aren't willing to go. See, because a lot of people have thoughts about building a business. A lot of people have thoughts about changing the world. A lot of people have thoughts about doing something, but guess what? They don't do it because of the opinions of others. And it's just not affecting you, but those thousands of people who could have been transformed if you would have been obedient and went and did what you were called to do. Their lives are affected. Their children's lives are affected. Generations are affected. So, guys, just keep praying about building your business. Just keep praying and trusting in God as you go through challenges, because it doesn't matter what you go through. You just got to go through it to get to it, to make it happen. So you will discover things about the platform and the people when you do the research, when you go out and get in. Like if you're teaching someone how to bake a cake, right? And you just give them instructions, but they never actually go do it, they'll never learn how to do it. If you're teaching someone how to drive a car, right? You know how they have driver's ed where you're in the classroom, and then they have the where you go out and get it. It's two different things. You have to get into action. You have to make that happen. And then while you're out there, you're going to discover things about the people that you were called to serve. You're going to understand the niche that needs your help the most. Like I keep telling you the story, they wanted me to go into the financial service because I'm a licensed financial advisor. We 100,000 agents. We hit number one in our regions and helping people in the company and all of that. They're like, you should do that. That's not what I was called to do. That was a season of my life to get me here, to help me with that. Just narrow your focus, okay, to 2 to 4 sites online. So I don't want you to give over. As I'm talking to you, I'm trying to give you how-tos along with this. So you can have, like, I'm live now, I don't know, probably about 10, 15 different platforms. But I can go live on all of those, but my main focus is YouTube and Instagram and LinkedIn. And it would be in that order. It would be LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube. I'm sorry, LinkedIn, if I can talk here. LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. That would be like my 3 of the 4 sites that, yes, do I go on Facebook? We have groups and stuff like that. Yes, but that's, and we talk about that in some of our other trainings, the difference between an interruption market and a search market. So you will have to narrow your sites where you focus. You can go live on all of them, but you will narrow that so you can see what's growing. You keep records of that, and we show you how to do that. And you have to be aware of what catches the people who you're called to serve, their attention. So you're constantly testing, And this is why I share with people, stop building businesses through emotions, right? Emotions have nothing to do with it. Go back to that parable of Jesus saying, who of you would say you want to build a tower and you don't sit down and count the cost? You're not going to finish it, and they're going to laugh at you. And not just the cost. He's talking about the emotional cost there, right? The mental cost, the things that you have to give up to go up. You can't keep doing the things that you're doing and change your life. You got to do things different. And it's also a financial cost. See, starting an online business it is definitely an excellent and exciting idea, right? It can boost your monthly income. It can give you extra income to put aside for that retirement, that vacation to send those kids to college. It can also give you a full-time lifestyle where you don't worry about things. I mean, imagine making $1 million and you can give your church $100,000. Would that change your pastor's life? Ask them, would they be okay with that? But all of that starts with just that basic idea that you got to implement and get. All of this does, okay, it gives you the freedom to work from wherever you want, whenever you want, with whoever you want, and you can live life on your own terms. It enables you to follow your passion, whether it's selling your craft or blogging about your interests or whatever it is that you're doing. So whatever you were called to do, there's a reason why you were called to do it. So the number one, make your first 1,000. As soon as you make your first 1,000, then tenfold that, then 30-fold that, then 100-fold that. It all goes through the process. And sometimes when people think about, they've never been in a business before, they never even started, they never even made anything in business, it's overwhelming, and they get to saying, well, I can't do that. So that's why we're like, okay, we're going to hold your hand until you get that first $1,000, and then we're going to show you how to tenfold it, 20-fold it, 30-fold it, 100-fold it. So before you make any major decisions in your life, right? And even a major decision is you are working for someone or you're already in business. Now you want to do something different, right? That's a major decision. Go to God first. Go to him and pray about it and talk to him about it first. And there's certain things that you have to understand when you're making those decisions, things that you want to pray for. He said, ask and keep asking. Because when you're looking at building a business, you got to understand your competition. And I always say, okay, we say competition, but there's no such thing as competition, right? Because what's for you is for you. Who he has called you to serve, what he has called you to do will happen no matter who's already in it. And here's the best way I know how to explain that. If you go buy some bread at the grocery store, there's probably about 20, 30 different brands of bread that are out there. What if one of them would have been like, I'm not going to put my bread out because, Wonder Bread is already, I don't even know if they're still around. I'm probably date myself. Wonder Bread is already out there. Or Mark Zuckerberg would have never started MySpace because Facebook, because he would have been like, MySpace is already out there. God has a space for you. You just have to understand the process to making that happen. So whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur or a newbie, find out what other people are doing and resolve to do it better than them. There's nothing new under the sun. If people watch me, that means they love learning. They're that average, ordinary person who wants to do something extraordinary with their life. They're not into all this glam and fashion. And that you still gonna look good, right? You still gonna feel good. But that's not what's most important to you. What's most important to you is doing what God said for you to do and becoming who you were born to be and serving and helping other people. You still, on top of that, still got to know your numbers. I always say the money math. You still got to understand what your competitive prices are out there. You got to have better customer service. You want to have high converting funnels. And these are just 3 of the things that you're going to focus on, and we will help you with as we walk you through a 30-day challenge because it's important for you to know what your competition is, so that when you create your offer, you can make the best decision, not just for yourself, but for them also. So that's number 1. And I'm giving you those 5 steps that we talk about. Number 2, I went backwards. Number 2, you also have to know the legal requirements, right? You have to, like, people, if you don't pay, like Jesus said, pay who taxes to people who taxes are due. Especially if you're a Christian, stop starting these businesses and not setting yourself up with your local authorities so that you can pay taxes. Stop doing stuff under the table, right? Starting a business requires some knowledge of the law. You have to understand the law. You need to file with the tax authorities as you will have to declare your income. You got to let them know. It is cheating. It is lying. It's not being honest when you hide money. So we help you set it all up legally. There are regulations around your customers' data protection. So you got to do the research on that. If you got customers that are coming in, you don't want to build something all great and then you lose it. You hear those stories and stories and stories and stories. Oh yeah, we built a business to $1 million and then the tax man came after us. No, Started out the right way. See, so this is like that financial service side coming in, that business side coming in, that most people don't do this online. They're just going to teach you how to, market yourself, do that. But you need to understand all of this, right? You got to stay in line with your regulatory compliance. And there are trading laws that you got to consider so you can be protected and understand, like the U.S. Consumer Protection Act, or wherever country you're in, you got to know their laws. And we have a little document that shows you how to start a business. And it, like, literally what I'm talking about, this part is like 2 hours for you to just go out there and do it online, get your business set up, be legal. Just, you must search on it. That's what separates building with biblical principles from the rest of the world. We got to do it the way that God called us to do. Romans 13:7 said, give to everyone what you owe them, pay your taxes. So pay your taxes and government fees to those who collect them, and give respect and honor to those who are in authority. This is not me saying this. This is the word saying this. So sometimes we got to watch what we say, watch what we post, and especially watch what we do. All of those things are important. Number 3, you got to research your potential customer, and you got to know who that customer is. Unlikely your business will appeal to everybody. You're not here to, we just talked about that. You're not here for everybody. So find out what people are likely to buy from you, and focus your marketing efforts on that demographic, and that demographic only. It's just like when Jesus sent them out. He's like, okay, you go here. Here's who you're going to go see. Here's what you're going to say. When they say no, here's what you're going to do. That's how specific you have to be. You got to be, if you want to be drippy, you got to be just like he did. They wanted help. He's like, I wasn't called to serve you, but because you keep asking, I'm going to help you. So what that means is, like, my demographics is that older demographics who I'm called to help. But guess what? As soon as we help them and they have grandkids, then their grandkids can come and we can help them. So 80% of who you serve will be in a target market. That other 20% are just going to come. And then that's how it begins to grow out. So that's how you go from everybody to the youth program. So I'm just giving you some ideas. So it's important for you to define your target market. And when you have an idea of who to market to, then you can concentrate on your next point. You cannot say the same thing to someone who is 20, who is 60. They just won't get you. Number 4, y'all, you got to research your market methods. Your business won't succeed if you don't commit to marketing. You are a marketer. This is what I want you to understand. Like, Jesus was the best marketer there was out there. What he talked about thousands and thousands of years later is still being taught today, right? That's marketing. He was the best marketer. If you're going to learn from someone, learn from the best. And you have to understand, you're not a business owner. You're not an entrepreneur. You're a marketer. Once you get that, life begins to change. It says after deciding on your demographic, who you're going to talk to, now you got to consider how might you spread the word? How might you become omnipresent, be out there so everybody can know what you're doing? And so the buzzwords that people are talking about today is digital marketing. You got to be out there. I'm going live here. I have posts that come out. They're automated and all of that stuff. So you got to know, how you're going to do it. And we'll help you with all that through social media, your email, your online videos, your posts, all of that stuff. And I promise you, don't worry about being perfect. Just get in alignment with what God called you to do. And after all of that, consider, like, nearly everybody in the world owns a smartphone. If you're watching this from your phone, just put #phone in there, right, or phone, like, in the comments. Like, everybody owns a phone, so they're gonna pop on. If you have value, if you're speaking to them, they will start popping on. And if you're selling to that older demographic, you still have to realize that traditional methods still work, such as a newspaper and leaf dropper. So you gotta be where people aren't willing to go, right? Like, we do mail outs. When I'm speaking with someone, I'll ask for their address so that we can send stuff to them. It's called direct mail. So all of this stuff, now we don't teach that in the 30-day academy, but we teach you how to do that, because you're not expecting, like, here's what I use this every day. It's like one of the things that you get when you join some of our academies. It's just like, we send out stuff like this, little gifts. And I use this stuff, y'all, right? Like, here's another one. This is like a little travel pillow. a blanket. I'm sorry, a blanket. It opens up. I use this every day because it's be cold down here where I'm working from. So I'll just take it and throw it on my little things like that separates you from the masses. That's how you take it from online to offline. Number 5, when you're looking at your main source and you're looking to invest your time to research and market, you have to understand that you're not going to make a profit overnight, and you also have to cut back. You have to mind your resources. You have to know your money. You got to count the cost. You got to know what you're spending, right? You have to know that cutbacks will be made. You have to have a plan. It is written down. When you have our planner, you'll have a business plan where you can write all your numbers down to know what money is going out, what money is coming in. It's called a budget. You got to have that so that you can know the necessary equipment. You go in it knowing, because a lot of these things will say, oh yeah, join this challenge, do this, get our software for free for 30 days. Okay, so after that 30 days, you're going to have to pay for that. You know that, right? So then you have to know how much is this going to cost me. So it's not free to build a business online. After everything is said and done, to keep it to the bare minimum, you're minimum going to be spending about $300 a month, right? I had offices and buildings where I paid $3,000 a month for. So $300 a month to run a business is a great thing. Your profit margin is about 80%. So it's a lot higher, but those are all the things. So don't stop getting caught up in the hype. Go back to the word. The word is very clear about counting the cost, about knowing your numbers, understanding finances and all of that stuff. These are the things that most don't teach, but guess what? You're going to learn that here at Bible Business Academy. And all of this is to help you become a savvy marketer, not for us, but for God, right? So that you can make that profit and that you can have the success that you desire to have. But you got to do the research on everything that you do. Proverbs 13:16 says, every prudent man acts out of knowledge. Acts out of knowledge. Is up to you not to act out of the comments that you're getting, the going live, or the shares, or the, I don't know, whatever is out there. It's not acting on that, but it's acting on knowledge. You got to act on knowledge. This means you should find out all you can about what you were called to do, the niche, the platform, and commit to invest your life into building a business. It is a commitment. And yes, it is. Like, I can't say that any other way. People don't, like, when I was putting this together last night because I had a lot of things that I was doing yesterday. I was up till 1:00 in the morning making it happen. Is that an everyday thing? No, but you got to do what you got to do in order to make it happen. I don't care what business I've been in. There is a season when you work more than what you get paid. Is no different than professional athletes. You got your LeBron, your Michael, they were up at the gym at 4 a.m. when most people were still sleeping. Are you fully convinced? Are you fully ready to become who you were born to be? And then here's what you do next once you make that decision. After doing your homework, you will be in a better position to start your online business. I'm not just telling you, just come, it's going to be great. No, that's not how life works, right? That's not how business works. It's not, will it work? Absolutely. But that's the, like, leave the hype, set the hype to the side, and get in the knowledge. Do what the word says. Still, even after being in business for a while, you can never stop committing to research. God, I mean, think about this. He tells us to meditate on his word day and night, morning and night. We help you when you're building yourself to read your dreams, your vision, what you're doing morning and night. There's a reason why you got to meditate on things day and night, because life happens. Kids get sick, people die, um, outbreaks happen, accidents happen. Your dog might have just like, things just happen that you have absolutely no control over. So you have to stay convinced. Even when I got in at 1 and from putting this together, the little baby had a temperature of 102. Guess what? I still read my word before I went to bed. And I was like, you know what? Okay, God, I've been doing it. Look, let me tell you, I was like, okay, God, I've been doing my research and I did my reading earlier. I'm just going to go to bed. But I couldn't do it. Why? Because it's a habit. I was like, nah, you got to do what you said you're going to do, regardless of how you're feeling, right? That's what building the business is about. So I read my word. I did what I said I was going to do. That's what you have to do. That's what we want to help you do. How you do anything is how you do everything. Never skip on anything. Get better at marketing, security options, customer trends, and ensure that you stay relevant. Remember, it takes wisdom to win in this world. Proverbs 18:13. What a shame. Yes, how stupid to decide before knowing facts. This is what strategy calls. Call. And so we can ask you some questions, see where you're at. And you can go to BibleBusinessAcademy.com/call so that you have answered. Just write Proverbs 18:13 down. What a shame. Yes, how stupid to decide before knowing the facts. And then the reason many new businesses fail is because they start with uneducated enthusiasm. And we used to say, oh yeah, we're ignorance on fire. Like, how stupid was that, right? We're ignorance on fire. We don't know. We're just excited. Yoo-hoo, yeah. No. And then it's like that balloon. You're like, ooh, everything just goes away and the excitement is gone. It takes more than enthusiasm to start a business. You got to have wisdom. I didn't say that. The word says that. Have faith does not mean that you're ignoring the facts about the business you have chosen. Let me repeat that. Having faith does not mean ignoring the facts about the business that you have chosen, that God called you to do. So remember, seek God, be still, and learn to listen. Seek to hear Him clearly speaking to you. He will clearly let you know where He wants you to plant your business, what type of business. Your body may even begin to tingle with excitement. Tears may well up in your eyes, or you may not feel nothing. But you know that that you hear Him. You have that personal relationship with Him. So listen to Him. See, God will make a way for you. It doesn't matter if you don't have money, if you don't have clients, if you've never been in business before. From the moment that you make that decision that you're going to seek Him, serve Him, and allow Him to guide you through this to that destination, the issue is then just settled. The hardest part is for people to make a decision. You got to draw a line in the sand and you're going to say, no matter what, I'm all in. Just like you do with the marriage commit, right? No matter what, I'm all in. This is what I'm going to do. You even take that to that next level with your business. God will show you where He's going to make some waves, right? So you can ride them for the rest of your life. He will make a way. God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways that we can't see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide, hold me closely to His side with love and strength. For each new day, He will make a way. He will make a way. That's a song. And I can't sing and nobody wants to hear me sing, right? But I just want you to know He will open the doors for you. No matter the situation you may be facing right now, be rested assured that our Father in heaven will come to your rescue. He will open new doors for you just as He promised. The Lord said to Moses, right? Why are you crying out to me? Tell the Israelites to move on. And then, in my mind, He's like, why are you crying out? You already know what I said I was going to do. And that's like your kids come to you and you already promised them that you were going to do something. You're like, why you asking me that? Boy, girl, didn't I just tell you I was going to do something? This is what God said to Moses. Like, why are you crying out to me? Tell the Israelites to move on. Raise your staff and stretch out your hand over the sea to it. So you're not raising the staff, but make a decision, join a training, whether it's this one or somebody else, and get done what you need to get done. He said the water will be divided into two parts and the Israelites will go through the sea on the dry ground. If He called you to build a business, you're fully convinced of it, He will make a way to make it happen. Just go get the knowledge to get it done. And this verse shows that when it seems impossible to us, God will still do amazing things for us. When we're doubting ourselves or having that disbelief, sometimes it angers God for us not to believe in him. And we have to understand that if he parted the Red Sea for Moses and the Israelites so they could escape from Pharaoh's army, I'm sure he can help you make $1,000 online, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, whatever the case is. Just know in closing that God is a way maker. He makes a way for us to do what he says to do when we don't know what to do. All right, just go to him. He will put people in your life to help you to get where you need to go. If you're watching this and it resonates with you, then go to BibleBusinessAcademy.com/call, schedule a call, answer the questions that we're going to ask you on there. Get in the strategy session so we can help walk you through that, so we can help you with guidance. He will give you the direction when you're lost, and he will show up on those paths to take you where you need to go, even when it seems impossible. The book of Psalms talks about how God makes a way when there's no way. He is all powerful. He can do anything, no matter what our circumstances. We just must trust in him. This is why I love building a business with biblical principles. In my financial service business, I had a mentor who, this is what we had, like literally, this is what I didn't learn about the Bible and God in church. I should have. I learned about it in business because I have a mentor who made us read the Bible. He didn't make us, but it was our requirement to be working with him. We had to read the Bible through from front to back every single year. And then we had to read a proverb a day in the book of Ecclesiastic. And, that's what we had to do. So that's what we did. And that's how I start to get the knowledge of the word. All of that is leading up to where we're at today. Y'all see that? So I'm sure if you look back in your history, there's things that are leading you to do what he's calling you to do. So just know that he won't abandon you. He will always be there for you. If you're feeling lost, if you're feeling hopeless, he will guide you through the darkness. You just got to trust in his power. Never give up hope. So I hope that brought you guys value today. Don't stop here. Book a strategy call at BibleBusinessAcademy.com/call. It's right there on the screen, or I will put it in the comments so you can click on that. If you already have a business and you're already making over a six-figure income, we want to talk to you about our Kingdom Management Enterprise System, where we're going to teach you how to create that culture, that kingdom culture, your team, your financial development, and your business process. If you're just getting started and you want to make your first $1,000 online or your next $1,000 online, then our 30-day academy is best for you. If you're already in, you already know what it is you want to do it, and you just want to take it to that six-figure level, the Genesis Academy is for you. We have something for everybody. So whether you want to do it for yourself or you either need time or money or both, right? And we also have a done for you program. But guys, go to BibleBusinessAcademy.com/call, book a call, or you can call us at 1-833-BIBLE-BIZ. Julia is on standby right now to answer any questions that you may have. 1-833-BIBLE-BIZ. You can make that call. I'm proud of you today. If you watched this during the live or the replay, I'm telling you, it takes courage to step out on faith and become who you really are. And no matter what path you choose, whether you come with us or you go with someone else, I just want you to make it happen. And then I want you to tell us about that success and about that story. You're with us. We're going to be here to support you 100%. You can count on that. We want to send you out some wonderful gifts for joining. When you join the academy, not only like the fun things that I just showed you and talked to you about, but also some training, because instead of you, like, I don't know about you, but I can read something online, but I also like to have it physically in my hand as well. And so when you're in our Genesis Academy, those are things that we do. So if you got any questions, you can go ahead and put those in the comment section, and I'm going to flip my screen back over and we'll be able to help you to do that. But if you're ready to discover how to build a 6 or 7 figure business for the kingdom, this is in the right place. If you need more information, call or text 1-833-BIBLE-BIZ. Julia's on standby, or you can email us at info@kathymcreynolds.com. You can join our Kingdom Management Enterprise System, or you can get in a course or a consultant or a done-for-you program. Whatever you need, we can help you, but let us help you put a plan in place. Go to BibleBusinessAcademy.com/call, or pick up the phone and dial 1-833 Bible Biz. All right, y'all, let me flip back over here and see if there's any questions. And also, while I'm going back over here, if you happen to have questions and you're catching this during the replay, you can also put those in the comment section as well. Let me see if we have any questions over here. We can go over to the chat section. Dr. Christie says, hi, Kathy. Hey, Dr. Christie, how are you? I don't see any questions, y'all. So as we head out, you can get a copy of our free report by going to How to Grow a Business with it. We'll talk to you about how to grow a business with biblical principles. You can get that at BibleBusinessAcademy.com. We also have our book. You can get Bible Business Secret. I don't have a copy with me right now. I forgot that, at 1 o'clock in the morning kind of thing. But you can pick up a copy of that at Amazon, or you can go to BibleBusinessAcademy.com/book to get a digital or a hard copy, and our planners over at BelieveAndGrowRich.com. So I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a wonderful and blessed day, and we will talk to you later. See you later. Bye-bye.